What is up, YouTube? I am back with another video and the first enclosure of our mini zoo, zoological gardens, Minecraft, zoological gardens of Minecraft. I'm not sure, I haven't quite yet figured out the name, but I think, based off the first episode, I'm just gonna stick with the zoological, or is it Minecraft zoological gardens? But yeah, I'm back with another build, with an actual enclosure build. So obviously we have, as promised, the Flamingo enclosure, and the Flamingo shares an exhibit with another animal, which I did mention that the Flamingo is going to share an exhibit with, which is the, oh my goodness, it's right on the tip of my tongue, Shoebill. Yes, the Shoebill. So the bird that has a very bad reputation. Well, I wouldn't say it has a bad reputation, but it's more of like, it's a bird nobody wants to mess with. So yeah, I don't know why I have throat issues every time I have to clear my throat every time I talk, but yeah, this is the point. So obviously today we have a brand new build, the Flamingo enclosure. The Flamingo obviously shares enclosure with the Shoebill. So about this exhibit, as you can see right there, I just filled up the land area. I actually thought this biome was just like a full jungle. If you look over to the right side of the screen, you'll notice that the one side of the grass is much darker than the other, and that's something I didn't account for. So yeah, it's more of like you could say two biome enclosure, but yeah, it's mostly meant to be tropical and mostly meant to be forest. So obviously I'm working on a river right now. So I know shoebills are animals that tend to be found around ponds, not necessarily rivers, but like lakes, mini lakes, and ponds. So I was working on a pond here, and right now I'm terraforming. So I actually discovered that I can work with a new, well, not new as such, but like I discovered, instead of sticking to what I normally would do, which is like just using puzzle and coarse dirt, I decided to add a bunch of new blocks, which is packed mud, brown concrete powder, and rooted dirt. So adding that, just making the floor more textured, just, I don't know, making the exhibit more lively with more, just different textures in general. So, and I kind of like it. I kind of like the way it turns out. Obviously the exhibit didn't turn out the way I pictured it, but I think overall I am happy with it. But otherwise, yeah, the Flamingo and Shoebill, I made this like large pond. I actually wanted to make like a sort of river that goes all throughout the enclosure, but I also wanted to make space for land, because obviously they wouldn't spend their entire lives in the water. They're not, well, I wouldn't say they're not aquatic birds, but yeah, they sort of more of like terrestrial. They lay their eggs on the land, so if they want to have babies, they can lay their eggs there. So I'm not quite sure if flamingos and shoebills can coexist, but if we can just stick to the idea that just, these are animals that are in captivity. So even though they wouldn't necessarily be found in the wild, they are kept together in captivity, because they are monitored by the zookeepers and all that, so nothing bad gets to happen. Also, for those of you who may or may not be asking, aren't flamingos or shoebills birds? And if they're birds, they should be able to fly. So as much as this is a game, if you play around with your imagination, well, I played around my imagination. I just imagined that these birds would have I did research of like why some birds are unable to fly when they're kept in captivity, and that is because that is because their flight feathers are cut, so it doesn't hurt the bird in any way, but just prevents them from flying. Also, I've noticed like most zoo birds that fly have like some metal tag on their leg. Well, as much as this is a way to identify the birds, it also helps, because like most flying birds have hollow bones, and the hollow bones allows them to fly. So like I feel like putting that metal ring around their leg prevents them from like flying too high. But yeah, I'm just adding, back to the enclosure, I'm just adding like grasses, plants, sugar canes, and you can see right now I'm adding flowers. I feel like it's a bit too dense with the flowers, but at the same time it just maintains that tropical feel. So yeah, I think I'm kind of happy with it. But otherwise, all I just continue doing is adding more flowers, and then I spawn in the animals. But yeah, I think I'm gonna end the time lapse, voiceover for the time lapse here. I'm just gonna add some water plants, and then I will see you guys in the showcase of the enclosure. Okay, everybody, and I swear I saw a flamingo dying, or getting hurt, or is it just the color of the flamingo? But yep, back with the final build, and here we go. So yeah, this is the final build. So obviously there's a bunch of things that have changed since the time lapse. So obviously I added like overhangs by the trees, just filled in more leaves. It's not too much, just added like grass over here by the front, and like just added this area over here, which is gonna serve as, like, I don't know, I'll see what I'm gonna do with it. Maybe I'll add another enclosure around here, or maybe I'll just add trees for decoration or something, I don't know. But yep, this is our first exhibit. Well, I think the first thing I wanted to talk about was this, which is unfinished, which is meant to be the shelter. I tried out some new blocks. Okay, going back. So yeah, what was I saying? Sorry, I had to take a break there. So this is gray terracotta, light gray terracotta, quads, smooth quad slabs, and these pillar quartz blocks that looks like, garage doors. I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep this design. I'm probably gonna change it, but like it gives it that garage door effect that, like if the animals are going back into the like backstage area, then this gate just opens up. Then we have this. So this will be like where the staff members enter. So obviously with like most zoos, staff members don't enter with the animals, so the animals will enter there. Hypothetically, the animals will enter there, and then the keepers come out and in. Oh, hello. Well, this is one of our animals. So obviously it's not finished. I'm going to finish it up in my spare time. I just didn't have time. But we've got the Shoebill and Flamingo enclosure. It's honestly, I wish I had more plants. I wish I could get a mod that added lilies that had flowers and more aquatic plants and more just land plants as well. But sorry about that. I had a bunch of disturbances, bit of like background issues with my mic and stuff. But yeah, what was I saying? Plants. Oh yeah, I really do like the what am I saying? Yeah, I just wish Minecraft had more plants, Well, I mean, there's these plants which are from the World Wild Animals mod, the Shoebill itself, which, I mean, it doesn't look much like a Shoebill, but like, I'd give the mod credit because it tried. And then we have the new, what is it called? Pitcher plant? I am not sure, but I think it's the pitcher plant. Then we have flamingos from, what mod is this? Nox's Animals. So I prefer these guys over World Wild Animals as flamingos, just because these ones look more of flamingos than the others. Also, these I'm not sure if I really like them because I didn't want to put them too close to the wall so that the animals could escape, but I also wanted it to look good. But I think overall, for what it turned out to be, it's okay. And well, I don't know if I spoke about the ground texture, and like this is the only area that has this pink flower petals, but the ground texture is obviously traditional puzzle and coarse dirt, then with the addition of packed mud, brown concrete powder, and rooted dirt. because I just thought, you know, texture adds more texture. Yeah, but overall I think this is a decent enclosure. It's not bad for what we started off with. I may or may not add or rather may or may not change the design of this. We'll see later on, as the zoo develops. Obviously, as we build on with the zoo, things are going to start looking much better than the initial or first enclosure. But yeah, I think so far what is lacking, I'm going to add like trees that go around here. Obviously this building is going to be completed, and like trees, I feel like if the trees can just come into play, then maybe then this enclosure would be looking a bit better. But otherwise, this is our first enclosure, the Flamingo and Shoebill enclosure, which I'm honestly quite happy about. I mean, it didn't turn out the way I envisioned it, but yeah, it's something. So yeah, that's all I have today. I'm not sure what I want to add next. I could add like the saltwater crocodiles, Australian outback, of which the only Australian outback animal I have is the kangaroo. So yeah, I'm not too sure about that, but I could add kangaroos, you know, African animals over here, and then, or I could start off with the jungle section. So I have a bunch of jungle animals that I want to add, which includes well, I'm not sure which one's gonna go first, but I don't know. I had in my mind tapirs, and the cassowary bird. So I'm not sure which one I want to have first, but yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with this enclosure. I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out, and yeah, I think that's all I have to show today. Well, I mean, I might as well just show off the paths. I don't think I did. So obviously I worked on the paths more. I wouldn't say this design is not nice, but I'm kind of happy with it. And then like just more pathways that head off this direction. I really like this combination of clay blocks and this I forgot what type of tile it is, but it says tile. It's the dip slate tile, I'm not sure, but I really like this color combo, especially when you look at it from above. It just looks so cool. And obviously I'm gonna throw trees in all these mini, you know, circle type design things. But yeah, that's all I have for today.